everybody, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mercury. Welcome to my channel. It's my daily vlog, so whatever I happen to be up to is what you're gonna see here. And it's National Hot Cocoa Day. Happy National Hot Cocoa Day, or Hot Chocolate Day, or however you refer to it. But in honor of National Hot Cocoa Day, I got a cocoa bomb maker, like molds, for my birthday. So I thought this was a great opportunity to make the hot cocoa bombs. So let's go give this a try. I've never done this before. This is a total experiment. We're gonna see if this works out. So let's go to the kitchen. So Mercury, you don't eat sugar, you don't eat milk. How on earth are you gonna make hot chocolate? Let me show you. This is what my plan is. So this is the silicone mold, and this particular one has like impressions. So this one looks like sprinkles, this one looks like hearts, this one has like stripes on it. So it'll have like fun shapes built in. So I have my mold, I have a spatula, my cool I'll be bat spatula. Yes, always need to have fun. I also have this silicone brush. You can also use a regular paint brush that's clean, obviously, that hasn't been used for paint, but you can use a non, silicone one if that's what you have. And we're gonna need a thermometer. So this is a candy thermometer, and when we're measuring the temperature of the chocolate, we want to keep it around 90 degrees. We don't want it to go over that because then the chocolate could split. And speaking of chocolate, because I can't have sugar, 100% cacao, baker's chocolate. So this is what I'm going to be using, and honey to sweeten it. And we're going to mix the two to create the shell that we're going to put into the molds. Then for the filling, I have the Hershey's Special Dark Cocoa. My plan is to over sweeten the shell because I can't put sugar into this, and if I put honey into this, I think it's just creating an environment for mold, and I don't think it's a good idea. So I'm gonna over sweeten the chocolate shell. That is my plan. We'll see how it works, and worst case scenario, I can always add honey to the cup of cocoa when it's done. If you are not trying to keep this refined sugar free, go ahead, add marshmallows, add sprinkles, whatever types of toppings or fillings you want to go in there, go for it. So now what we're gonna do, I'm gonna set up a double boiler, which basically means I'm going to take a regular pot and a bowl. And so, because we want to melt this chocolate down, but not on direct heat because it can get way too hot, way too fast. We need to control that temperature a little bit better, and we can do that with a double boiler. You could do this in a microwave, but it's very temperamental and it's very easy to make that chocolate split and have it get too hot. There's so much more control melting chocolate on a double boiler. It's a similar process to when I make chocolate chips, and I'll put a link to the chocolate chip video here, but it's very similar. And instead of melting it into a chip mold, I'm gonna melt it into this mold. So that is the plan. So let's give it a try. So what I have set up, I have a regular pot, and I have water filled about to here. So I don't know if you could see that, but yeah. So just a bit of water in there. I'm gonna turn the stove on and let that start to heat up. I have this bowl, which is gonna fit right on top. So it'll look something like this, right? Bowl fits right in there. If you have a glass bowl that fits, that might even be better because you're less apt to burn yourself. If you're using a metal bowl like I am, super important. You need to have a pot holder. This is gonna get very, very hot. Please don't burn yourself. Please be careful. Actually, I'm gonna use this pot holder. So as this is warming up, I have my baker's chocolate. So let's start to get this open. So because this is the first time I'm doing this and I'm not quite sure how it's going to turn out, I'm going to start with half of this. Like if this works out, great, and I'll do another batch, but I'm going to start with half of it. So, got this, and I put it there, and that there. So I used half the bar, and you know, I feel like Willy Wonka, like Chocolate Factory, when like, nope, there's no golden ticket. But that's okay, there's chocolate, and chocolate is wonderful. So, I'm going to put this away and save that for later. Now I'm going to take these bricks and break them down more. And into the pot, or the bowl, into the bowl. So I have my spatula, and we're going to just sort of poke these around and let them get a little melty. I have my thermometer nearby, and again, this is just so you can see what it looks like, this one. There were other ones that are specific candy thermometers, but as long as you can get a good reading on it, it's fine. This one, it has all the just the temperature. It doesn't label like, oh, this is candy, oh, this is meat. This is just what the temperature is. Nothing fancy here. And remember, we don't want it to get too hot too fast, so you don't need this up on high heat. You want to keep it around medium high, depending on your stove. Some stoves are more powerful than others. You could see we have the beginnings of some meltage here. We just kind of mix it around. Make sure to flip these over so both sides start to melt. Yep, like that. I'm right-handed and I'm trying to do this with my left hand, so this is interesting. Okay, so yeah, we just keep these moving, keep them mixing, and you want it to get all nice and liquidy like that. I don't know if you could tell, it's just under 80. See, it's at 80 degrees. So it still has to get more melty. It's getting much more melty, as you can see. So we're gonna check the temperature again. $90, perfect. So I gotta drop the heat. Drop the heat right away because you don't want it to get hotter than 90. And now the honey is going to go in. So that chocolate looks beautiful. See how it's nice and shiny and really melty? That's what we're looking for. That is beautiful looking chocolate. Okay, so that is a good level of sweetness. I've added roughly 6 to 8 tablespoons of honey to that half a bar of chocolate. So remember, I was trying to make this super sweet because I can't put the sugar in the cocoa powder. So let's just take a look at this temperature. And it looks like it's creeping towards 100, so you got to be careful here. You don't want to let it get too hot. So I literally just totally turn the heat off at this point. Now I have my silicone baking molds, and I'm going to start putting chocolate into the mold, and I will use this silicone brush to spread it out throughout the mold. So these have set. I put them in the refrigerator to sort of help them cool along. Now we're getting to the tough part. So what I'm gonna have to do next is I'm gonna have to take them out of their shell. I have to demold them. Then I have my cocoa. I have to put 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder into each one. And then what I have to do is I have to take the 2 halves and seal them together. And the way that I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna put this leftover chocolate into a piping bag. In this case, a Ziploc bag. So let me show you how I'm gonna do that. I have a little Ziploc baggie. I have a scissor. And I'm gonna cut the very tip. Just a teeny little corner. Teeny tiny little corner came off. And then I have this piping tip. And you'll see it just has this small, small opening. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open the baggie up. Piping tip. That's the corner I cut the tip off of, and I'm just gonna sort of push that through. Okay? Don't pull too hard because you'll rip a hole in the bag, and that's no fun. But you just want it to go through enough so that there won't be any leaks. Yeah, that's on there, okay. Okay. Then what I find the best way to load the baggies, take a cup, put the baggie in with the piping tip down, and then you take the opening and you roll that opening around the edge of the cup. And then you have just a nice solid vessel to fill up. So that's how we're gonna fill this piping bag. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna fill it with the chocolate. We're gonna pipe a little ring of chocolate around the edges and put the 2 halves together. That is the plan. We'll see how this works out. Well, this is just bizarre. Maybe they have to be a little thicker. Okay, so we're gonna unmold these. Okay, let's see how this works. Okay. Oh. This one did not work so good. This one is kind of a mess. That did not go so well. Okay, I'll put that over there. That one was practice. No. 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 Okay, they're going back in the freezer. Okay, so this is a learning experience. They did not come out fully round and they're still quite sticky and pulling apart. So I'm going to put these in the refrigerator and hopefully they'll firm up a little bit, but I did get them out of the molds. But like, this isn't gonna hold any cocoa powder. I mean, it's pretty and it's got the pattern, but that, I mean, I can like push on it. I could like do something like that. Maybe shove cocoa in there. Yeah. So, I mean, I said at the beginning of this, it was a total experiment. This is not going according to plan. So, I don't know if it's because I used honey. I don't know if it's because I used baker's chocolate, but they came out of the mold and they kept the impression from the mold, right? But they're not curved. They're not gonna hold the cocoa powder. Like, they're still very bendy. I don't know, maybe I didn't temper the chocolate properly. It never went up really above 90 degrees. It started creeping towards 100 and I brought it back down. I don't know if that moment is what messed it up, but these are all like, you know, these are the consistency of like, if you get like a chewy caramel, like those chewy caramel bricks, that's what these are like, the consistency of. I mean, it tastes good. It's chocolate, yeah, like, it tastes good, but this mess is not what I was trying to make. I was not trying to do that. So this was a cocoa bomb fail. I will continue to do research and maybe I could figure out something, but I'm just a mess. So I'm just gonna make a cup of hot cocoa the old-fashioned way to celebrate National Hot Cocoa Day, because this cocoa bomb thing did not work. So let me just show you a quick classic way to make hot cocoa. Okay, so I have a mug full of almond milk and into the microwave. Okay, now it's starting to get warm. So I'll put a scoop of the cocoa in. Gonna mix that up. And normally I would just add some honey right now, but since I have all these chocolate bits left over, let's see. Whoop. We're gonna take one of these chocolates. This at one point was chocolate shell that didn't work out. We'll add that in there, because why not? Because it's chocolate and it should still be delicious. And then we'll see if we have to add any honey to it, because these chocolate things are really rich. And we'll just mix that up good. Yep, see, it's still in there. Let's check the temperature. It's good and warm. You know what this chocolate mix would have been good for? If I made it into those spoons that you use. Because look at that. That would have been perfect. Oh man, I totally missed my calling on that one. I should have used this chocolate for those spoons instead of a cocoa bomb. Yes, that future project. Future project. So the cocoa bombs were a fail, but we still have cocoa. So, I mean, even when things go wrong, it's chocolate. You really can't go too wrong with chocolate. So happy National Cocoa Day, or National Hot Chocolate Day, however you say it. And, you know, have a cup, stay warm. It's the middle of winter. It's a great time to have some cocoa. And with that, I am done, and I will see everybody tomorrow. And until then, stay inspired by everyone. Take care.